I get along with pretty much all the kids. I know that there's a lot of girls that like me, but I'm sure they wouldn't say anything because they're shy, right? I'm shy too, don't get me wrong. But I'm sure they're there, right? But there's this group of girls, these really popular girls, and they invited me to this party, and I was so excited because I've never been invited to anything like that before in my life. So I go out to the store and I get some new nice clothes, and a new shirt, and some new shoes, and pants, and I show up to the party, and I open the door, and I walk in, and I'm the only boy there. And as I'm looking around confused, I thought I was at the wrong house. And I go to leave, and the girl that invited me told me that I was at the right place, and that it was all a joke. I wasn't supposed to show up. So, of course, the next day, word gets out to Chris and Angus, the two kids who've been tormenting me for years on end, ever since I was little. And I'm pretty good at making people laugh. I don't know how I do it. Like, I'll stand up in the lunch table, I'll throw my food away, and then this table behind me just erupts with laughter. And I turn around, and it's Chris and Angus. Of course it is. But you know what? I have these fantasies. Someone like Chris choking on something. And sometimes, as I think of that stuff, I wish that their little hearts would just freeze. So as Chris is choking on the floor, he's motioning for me to help him. As if I would help him after everything that he's done to me for all these years, all the bruises, the scars, all the blood, everything that this kid has done. You name it, and this kid has done it to me. So I sit there and I watch Chris die. So what do? I get up and I go home. I grab something out of my drawer and I take it to school the next day. And I'm walking down the hallway, and here comes Angus walking towards me for the routine shove against the locker. He knocked my shoulder out of place once. Not this time. He walks up to me, and I take the gun and I lower him to the floor, right where I want him. And then he had the guts to ask me why I was going to do this. And I look at him and I tell him, for all the years of torment that you've given me, this is the only way to get even. And then I fast forward a little bit, and Angus is just lying there dead. Just like in the movies, these maggots and these worms and just all these spiders crawl out of his body. Just like in the movies. So I take my gun and I put it to his head and I pull the trigger. And then I wait. And I see if I'm right about his insides.